Dread it, run from it, destiny arrives all the same. And now it's here. Or should I say, I am.
I'm stronger. I'm smarter. I'm better. I am better. And the no true light about you.
When it comes to storytelling perspective, I often bring up The Walking Dead and what happened to Glenn. If we had been following Negan from the very first episode and he was the main character, we'd probably feel a lot differently about that, because Rick and Glenn would have been strangers to us. They would have just been strangers that came and attacked the compound. I'm not claiming everybody would like it. I'm just saying our perspective would be different because Rick and Glenn would be strangers to us. So what I'm getting at is with this show, Richie did nothing wrong, but he's portrayed as the villain of this show. He had his son murdered and he was pissed off about it, which seems pretty reasonable. He was also pretty reasonable by giving them time. He's saying, you have till tomorrow. I'm giving you till this time.
You got till noon tomorrow. Noon is good.
Then he started getting pissed off because they weren't delivering the information that he wanted. So they did a good job of making him the villain through the way they were telling the story, because we were rooting for our main characters. But in general, he really wasn't the bad guy in this situation. I had a conversation like this with my buddy Biggles during a live stream. I was in his chat and I was mentioning how I was watching Vikings at the time and there was nobody for me to root for. And he said, well, you're not supposed to root for them because they're all bad guys. They're all Vikings, which is a logical way of looking at it. And the same applies for this. These are all bad guys. We shouldn't be rooting for them. But you still want somebody to root for, at least one person. And that's kind of how I felt with this show. I didn't have anybody to root for it. I understand it's organized crime. They're all bad. But much like with The Sopranos, those were all bad people, but the characters had redeeming qualities about them, personalities and stuff that can draw you in and make you root for them or just enjoy the entertainment and forget about how bad they are.
Fucking quiz!
This show didn't really have redeeming qualities with any of the characters. Tom Hardy carries the show for me, so I liked everything about his character. I don't care. We've seen his character 1,000 times. The stoic badass who's 5 steps ahead of everybody, has a plan. He's orchestrating that plan and he gets shit done. Kevin, played by Paddy Considine, he's a little bit redeeming, I suppose, but he was kind of a cuck. He gets his balls back towards the end of the show, but there wasn't anything to draw me towards him, even though he's a phenomenal actor. Just the character itself wasn't appealing to me. Even small things, like there was this moment when Tom Hardy, his character Harry D'Souza, was getting bitched out by his wife Jan. Like, why haven't you been home? Why haven't you called? What have you been up to? You've been gone for a full day.
Where have you been?
Busy.
Last night, where were you?
What do you mean?
So where have you been?
Working.
And then he takes her out on the boat and he explains everything that's been going on. And then she says some shit.
I don't want to know what you do all day.
And it's like, that was so irritating because you were just bitching at him and then he opens up about it and then you bitch at him for telling you everything that was going on, which was a reasonable explanation. Like, I haven't been home because this guy killed this guy and now I'm having to sort this out and I'm doing all this. And then she fires back with,
I don't want to know what you do all day.
stuff like that really irritates me. So when side characters start becoming annoying and then more characters become annoying and it all just kind of adds up and you want to see less screen time of them, or I do. Which brings us to Eddie, the one that started this whole fucking mess. I don't know if they were going for like a Joffrey type character. Of course, he's British and he's like a prince essentially. So maybe that's where the comparisons come in. I'm not sure. But I thought he was worse than Joffrey because maybe it's biased because I just really didn't like Eddie at all. But I thought that Joffrey was more substantial to a story and his vile acts kind of added more substance to everything. As opposed to just being a snot-nosed prick, which Joffrey was. But I felt like that's all Eddie was. Just a rich, snobby prick. And I remember watching during the season, everybody was hyping up online their post how Harry was confronting him about fucking his daughter. And it was like, yeah, he put him in his place. And there was some facial expressions from Eddie. It's like, oh, okay. And he tried to act tough. But ultimately, he kept fucking Harry's daughter. Like, it didn't mean anything. That little line of I will be standing there to push you off, none of that meant anything. He just kept fucking Harry's daughter. So I didn't really feel like there was much of a payoff there as far as putting him in his place, because he's still coming out on top. No pun intended. Then we got Conrad, played by Pierce Brosnan, who I have a soft spot for because playing GoldenEye growing up, I know it has nothing to do with his acting or anything. It's just, I'm biased. There were times when Maeve was grilling him and he was making this kind of senile facial expression that reminded me of Biden. You can be offended if you want. It just reminded me of senile face. So after that, I was just kind of viewing him. Is he kind of like senile, losing his mind? And maybe he is. And Maeve was kind of working that and taking advantage of that, which would make sense. But again, it's not really a character that draws me in and makes me root for him. He got a little weird with Harry's daughter on the steps there.
A woman needs a man to protect her. And protect you.
That's off-putting. Maeve got a little weird with Eddie with the head on her breast while she was giving him cocaine, which made sense. Well, it doesn't make sense, but it made a little bit more sense later in the story because he's not actually Kevin's son. He's Conrad's son. So she's trying to be some kind of queen and she wants to fuck him and be his woman, I guess. I don't know. It was all weird. It was all off-putting.
This is about legacy. It's a new world order. And in that world, you are the king and I am the queen. What?
I thought Kiko and Sosha were awesome. I loved them as side characters, real small parts. And I think that's how you do a strong woman, is how they did Sosha. Like, because you trust that she gets the job done. She wasn't doing any kind of slay queen, overcompensation. I just trusted the way that she was presented, that she's reliable, she gets the job done, she's loyal. I liked all those qualities. Kiko had some funny little lines. I hate how he went out. I would hope to see him in season 2, but you know, I guess somebody had to die on that side of the family, right? All of the siblings, I forget the Indian chick's name with the jewelry, the one that got hacked up with the chainsaw, he was a whiny little cuck. There just wasn't really much redeeming qualities out of all these characters. And what's crazy is I still really like the show. This rewatch, sometimes I'll change perspective and things that annoyed me the first time I watch it won't annoy me the second because I might have missed something or I understand the context a little bit more. Different perspective, knowing what things, like certain things that happen later in the show might make more sense. But the things that annoyed me the first time I watched it still annoy me now, which I just rambled on about. But overall, I still think it's a great show. I'm just talking about as far as rooting for characters, any redeeming qualities. I don't think the show really has any. Tom Hardy carries the show. So whatever's going on, I'm pretty sure they're going to get it sorted out for season 3. And if they don't, maybe they kill him off in the end of season 2, which would be a mistake because who else can carry the show? What was her name? Kat McAllister? Like, if she moves into the reins and becomes the main crime boss, that wouldn't work out. Conrad being an old, maybe senile guy, he's not going to carry the show. Eddie definitely will not carry the show. Kevin, he's kind of getting his balls back, but I just don't think, and again, Paddy Considine's a great actor, but I don't think his character can carry a show. So I'm pretty sure they're going to get things sorted out with Tom Hardy. And I know I just went on a rant shitting on this show. It's still a good show. The intro is like the only intro I don't skip when I'm binge watching. For some reason, I really like that song, the way that they come in with it at the beginning of an episode and the way it hits. I don't know. I just feel it.
And this is war.
So obviously I just pissed on the parade of this show, but I still think it's really good. That was a lot of negativity, I admit, but I don't think the show sucks. Just got me thinking the redeeming qualities of these characters and who to root for. There wasn't really many for me, but I'm curious to know what you guys think. So let me know what you guys think in the comments below, and thanks for stopping by.